In the power corridors of Kuala Lumpur and Beijing, a landmark deal is taking shape. One that could reshape the global tech landscape. It's about rare earth elements, the backbone of modern technology. Malaysia, rich in minerals, is negotiating with China, the world's rare earths processing giant. China may export its refining technology, gaining access to Malaysia's reserves in return. This partnership could disrupt supply chains and impact everything from smartphones to defense systems. China's near monopoly on rare earths has given it immense leverage. Malaysia's move could offer a new source of refined rare earths, but also deepen Beijing's influence. The world is watching as this new chapter unfolds. To grasp the stakes, you need to know what rare earths are. Despite the name, they're not rare, but they're hard to mine and separate. These 17 elements, like neodymium, dysprosium, and yttrium, power our high-tech world. They're essential for everything from EV motors and wind turbines to smartphones and military guidance systems. The real challenge is refining, a complex, hazardous process that China has mastered, now processing nearly 90% of the world's supply. This dominance has made governments worldwide uneasy, fearing China could weaponize its control at any moment. Recent export curbs prove this isn't just a hypothetical threat. Malaysia has the raw materials, but lacks the technology. China has the tech, but wants to secure its resource pipeline. The proposed deal is a direct response to this global imbalance. The outcome could redefine who controls the invisible fuel of the 21st century. The world's supply chains hang in the balance. Malaysia and China, longtime economic partners, are now navigating a high-stakes rare earths venture. Malaysia wants to move up the value chain, banning unprocessed ore exports and building a domestic industry. Minister Johari Abdul Ghani and Khazanah Nasional are pushing for technology transfer and project feasibility. China seeks resource security and supply chain expansion, but limits tech transfer to state-linked firms. For Malaysia, the deal means opportunity and risk of deeper dependence on China. Both sides face opportunity and risk, with trust as the rarest commodity. The partnership's success will hinge on balancing ambition with caution. The next moves will shape the future of technology. As of October 2025, Malaysia and China's rare earths talks are serious and strategic. Khazanah Nasional, Malaysia's sovereign wealth fund, is leading feasibility studies, weighing economic gains against environmental and financial risks. China insists the deal be state-to-state, protecting its intellectual property and strategic interests. The proposed refinery would process both light and heavy rare earths, crucial for everything from EVs to military tech. If built, Malaysia could become a global hub for rare earths, but only if it can guarantee a steady supply of raw ore. Mining approvals are complex, with many deposits in protected or sensitive areas. These regulatory and supply challenges must be resolved before any deal is finalized. Both sides are moving cautiously, aware of the risks and rewards. The outcome will depend on Malaysia's ability to deliver resources and China's willingness to share technology. The world is watching these negotiations closely. The stakes, a new center of gravity in the global rare earth supply chain. The next steps will determine if this ambitious plan becomes reality. For Malaysia, this deal could transform its economy, turning it from a raw materials exporter into a high-tech manufacturing powerhouse. Billions in investment and thousands of skilled jobs are at stake, along with a chance to break out of the middle-income trap. By controlling more of the supply chain, Malaysia could attract global giants desperate to diversify away from China. But the risks are real. The US's new 40% tariff on goods transshipped through third countries could target Malaysian processed rare earths, especially if they're seen as Chinese in origin. This could cut Malaysia off from key Western markets, undermining the entire project. The deal also puts Malaysia in direct competition with Lynas Rare Earths, the Australian company already operating in Pahang. Two major players could make Malaysia a global hub, or spark a fierce battle for resources and market share. A state-backed Chinese refinery could pressure Lynas, raising questions about fair competition. Malaysia's government must balance fostering competition with preventing a new monopoly. The gamble, economic transformation, or geopolitical crossfire. The outcome will shape Malaysia's industrial future. The stakes couldn't be higher. This rare earths deal is more than economics. It's a geopolitical power play. A successful partnership would pull Malaysia closer to China, strengthening Beijing's influence in Southeast Asia. For China, it's a strategic win securing resources and showcasing its high-tech partnership model. The timing coincides with Malaysia hosting the RCEP summit, highlighting the region's shift toward China-led integration. Western capitals, especially Washington, are alarmed. The US has worked to build supply chains that exclude China. A Malaysian facility using Chinese tech complicates this, raising questions about independence and security. Malaysia must reassure the US it's not becoming a proxy, while negotiating favorable terms with China. The deal tests Malaysia's long-standing neutrality and diplomatic skill. The government faces pressure from both sides, with its foreign policy on the line. The outcome will define Malaysia's role in a polarized world. The stakes, sovereignty, security, and the future of regional alliances. The world is watching Malaysia's next move. No rare earth story in Malaysia is complete without Lynas Rare Earths, the world's top non-Chinese producer. Lynas's Pahang plant has supplied Japan, Europe, and the US for over a decade, weathering political and environmental storms. A new Chinese-backed refinery would be a formidable competitor, backed by state resources and strategic priorities. This could create an uneven playing field, with Lynas forced to compete against a state-subsidized giant. Lynas is fighting back, securing new supply deals and deepening ties with Western governments, including the US Department of Defense. The Malaysian government's rules will determine if Lynas faces fair competition or is squeezed out. In the best case, Malaysia could become a vibrant, competitive hub for rare earths, benefiting global consumers. In the worst case, Lynas could be pushed out, replaced by a new monopoly. The government's challenge: set fair rules and keep the market open. The outcome will shape Malaysia's reputation as a global rare earths center. The stakes: competition, innovation, and national interest. The world is watching how Malaysia manages its rare earths future. Beyond economics and geopolitics, the rare earths deal faces a major challenge: the environment. Malaysia's painful history with radioactive waste from past rare earths projects has left deep public skepticism. The Lynas plant has faced years of protests over waste management and environmental risks. Any new refinery must win public trust with absolute transparency and world-class environmental standards. Refining rare earths produces hazardous waste, including radioactive materials, raising tough questions about storage and long-term safety. Regulatory hurdles are complex, involving both federal and state governments, with many deposits in protected areas. Opening new mining sites could clash with conservation goals and spark fierce opposition from environmental groups and indigenous communities. The government must prove the economic rewards outweigh the environmental risks. Only a transparent, comprehensive environmental review and public consultation can secure a social license to operate. Without public trust, the project risks stalling, no matter the economic or geopolitical stakes. The ghosts of past disasters loom large. The future of Malaysia's rare earths industry depends on getting this right. As the Malaysia-China rare earths deal takes shape, the world is watching for key signals. First, the results of Khazanah National's feasibility studies will reveal if the project is viable, economically and environmentally. Next, watch the diplomatic front. How Malaysia frames the deal and how the US and China respond. Any new legislation or regulatory moves in Malaysia will signal the government's commitment. Lynas's actions, new supply deals or environmental initiatives will show how it plans to compete. Public and media reaction will be a barometer for the project's political viability. Strong opposition could slow or derail the deal. Malaysia stands at a crossroads, seize a transformative opportunity or risk environmental and geopolitical fallout. This is about more than minerals. It's about Malaysia's place in a changing world. The coming months are critical. Decisions made now will echo for decades. The world is watching Malaysia's next move. The future of global technology may depend on it.